Hey everybody, welcome back to Victim Proof. I'm Tom Thelen, and today on the show I'm interviewing Dr. Mildred Peyton, who has just released a children's book called A Bully on the School Bus. And even more exciting, Dr. Peyton just completed her doctoral dissertation on the subject of bullying prevention. So we have a doctor of bullying prevention on the show today. Dr. Peyton, welcome.
Thanks for having me here today, Tom.
Yeah, I'm so glad you could be on the show again. If you didn't catch our session for parents, look that up. We recorded a great interview with advice for parents. But today we're really gearing it for educators. And I wanted to ask you a little bit more about what you found out through your studying and through your dissertation on bullying.
All right. Well, my study pretty much revealed a lot of rich information. I would say that. For instance, there were some themes that just were so clear and specific. And going down the list, the ones that jumps up is parents were witnessing their children crying a lot, scared to go to school, not being their true selves. They noticed that a lot of it was a lot of emotional turmoil going on within the child's behavior. And, once the parents was pretty much aware of what was going on, they try to reach out to the school, send emails to the teachers, contact the counselor. So parents did made a lot of effort. They made great strides in trying to make sure that the school was aware of what's going on and just like consistently, try to get the issue resolved. So,
but the funny thing is, or the sad thing, is, as you told me earlier, a lot of these parents felt like they weren't getting results and they were at their wits' end and they felt like the school wasn't taking it seriously. Tell me what happened with those parents who felt like they weren't getting satisfaction.
Well, those parents also became very frustrated and angry. It got to the point where they felt really hopeless. They just felt like, well, here I am as a parent, supposed to be helping out my child, being an advocate for my child, but the doors are being shut on me. I don't know where to turn. And that left them feeling very frustrated. And there was one parent that actually mentioned to me, she even took it one step further and reached out to the Board of Education. And, she was hoping that that would be the final stop to help her resolve the issue. But in fact, it took a more persistency to I guess get some sort of get the ball rolling, if you would.
Right, and some of your cases had success, others didn't have success. I want to turn the corner and I want to ask you for what advice you can give these schools to lead them down that road toward having less bullying incidences and having parents feel confident in the way the school actually even handles bullying in the first place. What are some of your key pieces of advice that even came out of your research?
My first advice I would lend to the schools is to definitely create some type of bullying prevention program that consists of the parents, the educators, the school personnel, even the students. Create a group that that brings a sense of unity and a collective effort to know that, hey, we are all in this together, we're working together. And I feel that when parents and students are working together, as well as the teachers, when they're working together, I think it brings some sense of trust from parents to say that, hey, the school is actually taking the effort to hear what I have to say they care enough to get my feedback, my input, and how I think, we should work together. So again, it creates a sense of unity, and I think that goes a long way when parents feel that they're involved in the process, and even the students. So by creating these type of programs, again, peer mediation, or just a general bullying prevention program, I think that's a great place to start with parents, teachers, and school administrators.
Absolutely. I found the same thing at schools where I speak. If they have a prevention team made of educators and parents and students, there's this kind of positive vibe happening where we're all in this together. It's just exactly like you described.
That's right.
What are some of the tasks they can do together as a team? I mean, I think an educator is going to say, well, we want them to do more than just talk about how bad it's been. what can they do to proactively take some steps forward?
They can definitely refine some of the policies if they find that it's not working. They can definitely look into those and just build more on it, and just focus and see how these policies are more directed towards the child that's suffering, or even the child that's the bully, the perpetrator. Lots of times we focus more on the victim, but in fact I think we also need to help the bully, the child that's I guess you would say causing the problem. They too also need some sort of help and guidance, because at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, well, why is this child a bully? Why is he or she acting this way? So we not only focus our attention on the victim, but also on the bully, and see how we can help both parties.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it brings us nicely into your second point, which has to do with how schools can tend to weigh the bullying incidences, and some are treated more severely than others. Tell me about your advice for how schools should handle the different types of bullying.
Absolutely. My second advice is, when it comes to bullying, as educators, we have to treat all types of bullying with the same level of regard, the same, take it as serious as you would with physical bullying. Just don't just kind of say, well, physical bullying is more important than social bullying or cyberbullying or indirect bullying. Treat every level or every type of bullying with the same level of regard. Take it seriously, because emotional bullying can be just as damaging as physical bullying, where a bully may attack his or her victim by slapping the book off of the victim's hands, or maybe shoving them against the locker. You see that, it's evident, especially if you witness it. You see that happen as physical bullying. But, when it comes to emotional, sometimes those are the silent killers. You have a child that's internalizing all this pain and fear. And just because we may not see it openly does not mean we shouldn't give it the same attention, or, handle it with the same seriousness as we would with physical bullying. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, like you say, it's so much easier to see it and go, oh, that kid is tripping people in the hallways, or they're, really pushing them on the playground or something. You say, oh, physical bullying, easy to see. But I like your idea of treating them all the same, even if it was just like a social bullying situation, because those kids might be carrying that weight on their shoulders and we wouldn't even know it. Mm-hmm. So treating them the same. Well, let me ask you, though, about the different age levels. I know, and from the studies, that the number of reported incidents peaks in middle school. But would you say our focus has to be as heightened, more heightened at middle school, less heightened, the same? What's your approach to dealing with the different age groups?
My approach is, let's be as proactive as possible. So with that, I would say let's start earlier. Let's start looking into elementary school, because in fact, again, when I in the process of doing my research, prior studies show that a lot of bullying actually starts in elementary school. And some of the parents that I interviewed, even though their child were now in high school or middle school, they did reveal to me that their first experience of bullying did take place in elementary school. So I think, again, with the taking it, treating it seriously, and giving it the same level of regard, I think we also have to focus that concept also on the age levels, and not just say, oh, it's happening only in middle school or in high school. If it happens in elementary school, oh, it's just, they just being kids, or it's just, that's just how they interact. No, we need to really take that seriously as well. So again, be proactive and not just be in denial and think that bullying does not occur in only middle school and in high school. And it very much so happens in elementary school as well, as early as age 4 and up.
Well, it sounds like the story you were telling me earlier. There was a school you worked with where they had the bullying happening at the younger ages, but they were a little bit in denial about it. And how did you give them a reality check?
Well, I definitely had to lend them my expertise and let them know again, prior studies show, including my research show that, it's very likely that bullying can start as early as preschool age. You have to look at it this way: when you are in any social setting, whenever you have people interacting with each other, there will be a group of folks or kids that I guess will show more level of power or confidence, and sometimes that may translate into bullying. So we can't be naive to think that bullying cannot occur as early as on preschool level. Again, it's a social setting. There's interaction going on, so there is a likelihood of that happening.
Well, and like you say, early detection and early intervention leads to that prevention later on when they hit middle and high school. If we can catch them while they're young, it makes a huge difference later on.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you about your third point. We talked earlier about it, about schools that just their approach is just the flyers and sort of the publicity campaign. What is your feeling on the anti-bullying, awareness campaign?
Well, my feeling is, it's great and all, definitely want to create awareness and make it clear that, this is definitely not acceptable. Our schools cannot tolerate this type of behavior. But we can't just stop there. We can't just, prepare the manuals and the handbooks and the banners and post them up and don't go beyond that and put it into practice. We have to practice those notions, those ideas. It's very important to implement it and teach proper social skills and even adopt some of the bullying curriculum into our school system. We just have to do more. We have to do more than just package it nicely. We have to make sure we put it into practice.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with more. I mean, I've been at schools that have come and asked me to speak, and they got the posters in the hall, and I've even had a few schools tell me, "Hey, just so you know, we don't really have bullying here." And I'm thinking, you have people here, so do they always have a perfect day? I don't think so. And I love your advice there about being proactive, about taking it beyond the posters and beyond the awareness campaigns, but making it really kind of the DNA, part of the DNA of the school. I think that's great advice, and I appreciate you being on the line today, Dr. Peyton. Tell the audience where they can get a copy of your new book, A Bully on the School Bus.
Certainly. My book is currently available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble's online, exlibris.com, Create Space. And also you can go directly to my website at www.drmildredpeyton.com. There you'll be able to find my book.
Awesome. I've read it myself, and it's a great book, especially for reading it to kids that are in the early elementary, even the mid-level elementary grades that will really relate to the story of a bully on the school bus. So, Dr. Peyton, thanks for being on the show today. And everybody in the audience, thanks for watching this episode of Victim Proof.